in Tampa, Florida. It's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And this play's still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it. And that is going to wind up incomplete. So they try to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. This is caught. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. He'll look to throw. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Cade Otton hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Buccaneers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. He's number 1 in the league in touchdown passes, just through number 20 on that last drive. And they start here with a first down. They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll look to throw here on first down. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Escaping the pressure right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right. Gets past one man. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That is incomplete.
The Buccaneers at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Look at this Baltimore defense.
This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
They spent the week of practice in. We know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the #1 passing team in the league. But there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. That is caught, and they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Again, he'll drop to throw. Otten brings it in over the middle.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. To give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So now after the face mask penalty, here's 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had a touchdown pass.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And quickly they get to the line. Buying time to his left.
And this one caught downfield by Evans.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. drop to throw.
Going across the formation, there's Otten with it.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
And cue the applause, and there it is for him. The mark he's been aiming for all season long. 1,000 yards. Just the third quarterback to reach that milestone, joining Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. That's a season's worth of work and a huge commitment to get him the touches that he needed to make that happen. Congratulations. I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
About a half yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal. White is into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, they'll run with White and give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White.
And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
Yeah, would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
This one taken in by Otten.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now here's a throw that's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing.
The Bucs ready to take over once again. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a two-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A third down conversion with a strong gain of 14. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now back to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Forced out to his left. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Being chased out left. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Mike Evans with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Well, business as usual for them, well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. That one looks like he'll throw here, eluding the pressure right. 20! And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll set up a throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute... And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans with a milestone. Career touchdown number 100. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Complete right side to Otten. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd down and 3.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Buccaneers are closing in now on a 7th straight win to start the year. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5. Scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.